march to the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The flag was hidden in the corner.
New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district's website. May I have roll call, please?
Mrs. Dye?
Here.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Here.
Mr. Mandela?
Here.
And Mr. Sakala?
Here. At this time, the meeting is open to the public for comments on items that are on the agenda. Seeing none, close that portion of the meeting. Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Featherman, Ms. Tavernier. Do we have any committee reports this evening? Mrs. Dye.
We do. I attended the middle school FSA meeting on November 2nd. A few things. They are having their calendar raffle. So in lieu of a big outing, or let me step back a second. So every year the big fundraiser rotates from either South End and North End, the middle school, and the high school too, right? Is the high school part of the big, or no, is it just the three? I think it's just the three. I was afraid to leave it out accidentally. So this year it's the middle school, and so they've opted to have what's called a calendar raffle. And there will be ticket sales through December 31st. There were 5,000 tickets printed, and basically it's a daily raffle, and they're going to pick 30 days worth of raffle tickets at the beginning of the month. So if they pick your name, then you win, and it's a certain dollar amount based on how many people obviously sign up for the raffle, and then which day of the week. I think some days are $50, and some days they're budgeting to be more. And you can obviously win a lot more than one time. They pick out the raffles, and then they put them back in, and then they pick the next day. And so they're hoping to make a decent amount of money with that, and it sounds exciting. Mr. DeCourt talked about his courtyard project, which he had presented, I believe, at the last board meeting. The butterfly garden was in. The greenhouse had been ordered and was supposed to be in by November 10th, and we've gotten updates that they put the frame in, and it was getting very excited. He talked about the koi pond and how the fish will survive and all that other business. So there's a lot of excitement around the courtyard. Parent conferences are ongoing right now. The email was sent and the sign up was done through Genesis. Issue with the parking lot. Apparently, there seems to be an issue where people do not know how to park correctly at the middle school, and they block the fire lane, and so that becomes a hazard. And some people aren't necessarily being careful, and children are in danger. So they've decided that, again, they have to close the parking lot. And so it will not open until at least 3:40. And Mr. Court has tried to do what he can, but in the interest of making sure the kids are safe, the parking lot will remain closed. Also, there was an ongoing issue where parents will make K-turns on Ridge Road because they don't see the barriers blocking such entrance to the middle school. And when asked about that, Mr. Court said he can't really move them closer to the street because sometimes teachers have to actually get into the parking lot, and if they have to have their car too far out onto Ridge Road, then they become in danger of getting hit. So really, the moral of the story is don't make a K-turn at the entrance to the middle school, and it'll be a lot safer for everybody. Anyway, there will be no meeting in December. The next meeting is going to be January 4th. And the big thing coming up is the annual TREPS, and that right now is scheduled for March 6th. So, and all the paperwork went out, and there was an orientation for the 5th graders, and more to come on that. That's it.
Thank you. Any other committee reports? Okay, well, I have my belated FSA, South End FSA meeting report that I promised at the last meeting, and since then there was another South End meeting, so I have two to report on. The first one was on October 8th, 2015. They were talking about the FSA has started up the pre-K program, and that was going well. It was a very high registration for that, so they were happy about that. At that meeting, they also passed their budget for this school year. The kindergarten teachers were there, and they reported on what the new students at South End were doing, and their safety walk, and how they're all getting accustomed to kindergarten. And everyone seemed to be really excited about their their classes, their classrooms, and their students. So the teachers were very happy with the way the year kicked off with their new students. And Mrs. DiMatteo spoke about college and career readiness, and I thought that was gave a very interesting talk, because a lot of people were wondering why we're talking about college and career readiness when you're talking to kindergarten through fourth grade parents. And she really did a very nice presentation, and she explained to everyone why it's important to start thinking about college and career readiness even at these young ages, and the little things that you can do now to keep an eye on that for the future. So she gave a nice little PowerPoint presentation, gave us a handout, and talked to all the parents about what they can do to help the process along. On the issue of volunteers, we had talked about this, but volunteers are always needed. So if anyone has any inclination to help out, South End is always looking for hot lunch volunteers. And that was the end of the meeting on October 8th. October 11th, they had another meeting, which I attended. This time, the second grade teachers were present, and they talked about what was going on in the second grade at South End. And the big thing is, even though it's only November, they're talking about planning for their dinosaur museum already. And since Field Station Dinosaur in Secaucus is closed, they're talking about doing their field trip this year at the Museum of Natural History. And the teachers were very excited about that, if that does come to fruition, which they're hoping it will. The fundraising is doing very well. They're at South End. They just completed a Yankee Candle fundraiser, and they continue to do all different types of fundraising. They're very happy with the way that's going. Pre-trial.
Wrong venue.
Parent-teacher conferences, PTCs. Okay, it shows you where my mind is. I'm in court right now. Parent-teacher conferences begin this week, and they will continue into next week. And there will be no meeting in December. The next meeting will be in January. And that's the extent of what's going on in South End.
I have a question. Did anybody have a chance? I know I couldn't go, and I wanted to. The presentation on the math program that Mrs. DiMatteo had.
I was going to make a comment on that. I heard very positive feedback. I mean, the parents thought it was very informative. They thought the program was amazing, and I heard there was like 65 to 70 parents there.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to do that
Oh,
bow
really?
tie method, yeah, absolutely. You want
Heard of it.
assistance on that.
So I heard it went very, very well.
Right here at North End, and very well
Good.
attended.
Yep.
Okay. Are there any other committee reports? No? Okay, let's move on to our board presentation. We have the cheer team proposal, trip to Florida presentation. Welcome.
Thought you were just here to join us tonight.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Noto. I'm the varsity cheerleading coach at Cedar Grove High School. I'm here tonight to propose to the board and ask for permission for the varsity competition team to take part in the AmeriCheer Internationals. It's a national championship in Orlando, Florida, and it is February. The dates are February 26th through February 29th. And it's actually an international competition, so there is an international part. There are teams from South America and Europe that do join. The girls have been prepping for this since August. They've been working extremely hard, And over the past 4 years, I've seen a lot of growth in the program, so I really think it would be beneficial for the program to be able to experience this. Last year, we traveled to Atlantic City, and we actually won, so it was the first time in Cedar Grove history that we won a national championship. So I think, we have good shot, and now to try it out in Florida. If you look through the information, we have a lot of parent accompaniments that would like to come. Actually, all the cheerleaders would be staying with their own guardian. We would leave from Newark Airport on Friday. We would get a school bus. And then all the travel is included with the package that we get through AmeriCheer. And Friday would be used, we would be arriving earlier in the day, so we would have a scheduled practice at the facilities, and then we would, visit the theme parks. And then we would have a team meeting and dinner that evening.
Sorry, Jeff.
That's okay.
Sorry, we're just trying to look for our copy, so I don't.
Cover letter on it like this, folks.
Me neither.
I don't see it either.
No.
Oh,
Except I was trying to follow along with you, so.
sorry.
But we're listening, so.
Okay.
Since that counts a reading,
Right.
listening.
Absolutely.
Do you have a PowerPoint? No, I'm like kidding.
Give me 10 minutes, I'll whip one up.
Folks, I thought you had that.
So how many, go back to,
We have 16 cheerleaders on the team, and we have 16, a little bit more, like some moms and dads would like to come take part in the trip. So the way we worked it out, when you do get the packet and the room proposals, every cheerleader is staying with their guardian, would be staying with their guardian. Myself and my assistant coach would be there as well. Friday would be spent as a practice day, and of course, like a team bonding in the parks, come back early, have dinner as a team, and then they compete twice on Saturday. So there's 2 divisions on 2 different types, depending on the floor, like a spring floor, and then there's a flat mat like what we're accustomed to at the high school. And then they compete again on Sunday. So Saturday's full of competition. That's all we'll be doing at Wide World of Sports, and the same thing on Sunday. And the thing I like about this competition is their highest score from either performance throughout the 3 will determine the winner. So they get a chance to really do well. And then Monday would be spent just, sightseeing, and we return Monday night to Cedar Grove. So to offset the cost for this, we've been fundraising since the summer, and one of the big fundraisers that I've been working with Mr. Gogarty is to host an actual cheerleading competition at the high school. So it's scheduled for January 24th, and so we've been working to get teams to come to that, and that would be a huge offset of the cost. And we're very excited about it, and I hope that we'll be able to participate.
I think it's great.
So.
Board have any questions?
Okay.
No,
Thank
you
you.
very
for
much.
doing that. Appreciate it.
Sorry about the copies.
Does Frank want to see?
You want to take a?
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on the agenda. From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary under minutes, may I have a motion for items B1 through B5? B1 is a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of October 27, 2015. B2 is a motion to approve the budgetary transfers for the month of October 2015. B3 is a motion to approve the Treasurer Report and Board Secretary Report for the month of September 2015. B4 is a motion to approve the revised June 30th, 2015 Board Secretary Report for the Cedar Grove Board of Education. And B5 is a motion to approve the Board Secretary certification to the Board pursuant to the Administrative Code that no line item has encumbrances and expenditures which exceed the appropriation in violation of the Administrative Code. May I have a motion for those items, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye,
Yes.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli,
Aye.
and Mr. Sakala.
Yes. Under bills, may I have a motion for B6, which is a motion to pay the list of bills as from our packet for November 17, 2015. May I have a motion for that item, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye,
Yes.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli,
Aye.
and Mr. Sakala.
Yes. May I have a motion under business for B7 through B14? And B7 is a motion to retroactively approve Adirondack Tree Specialist to remove trees over at South End School at a cost set forth in that item. B8 is a motion to retroactively approve the third quarter 2015 unemployment tax payment as set forth in that item. B9 is a motion to approve the anonymous donation of a Black Magic Design 1 M/E production studio 4K video switcher to help start a video production club at the high school. B10 is a motion to retroactively approve Mr. Christopher Kinney as the No Child Left Behind Title I grant coordinator. B11 is a motion to approve Degler Whiting's payment application number 3 in the amount of $80,512.50 for the work completed on the high school gymnasium upgrade project. B12 is a resolution. It says, be it resolved, the board retroactively authorizes the school business administrator to transfer $258,888 from the capital reserve account to the Cedar Grove Capital Project Fund in order to cover the cost of the project for the high school boiler room upgrades. And B13 is another resolution. It says, now therefore be it resolved, the board retroactively authorizes the school business administrator to prepare a purchase order with Degler Whiting in the amount of $204,000, and that's with regard to the Cedar Grove High School gymnasium upgrade. And B14 is a motion to retroactively approve a $50 price increase for Hero Consultants to perform additional transmission electronic microscopy testing in the Cedar Grove E-Wing boiler room. May I have a motion for those items, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye,
Yes.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli,
Aye.
and Mr. Sakala.
Yes. So when we have only one meeting a month, I guess that means every meeting we have a superintendent's report, right?
Yay.
Except for this meeting, right. December 8th, we'll get you a comprehensive report as well as a presentation on park scores. I'll just add that the high school scores were released yesterday afternoon. Our team is pouring through the data, and we'll be sharing that with the public on December 8th. And between then and now, the elementary grades will be released also. So the report that we give on December 8th will be comprehensive and exhaustive. We'll have everybody's scores. We'll report back to the board on that.
And when will parents be notified of their kids' specifically scores?
Just as soon as we receive those individual score reports, the ISRs from the state, we will package those and mail them out to each parent. And what we will be holding is a forum. We will invite all of the parents to bring their individual score reports to a town meeting, if you will. We'll probably have it at the high school, date to be determined, where we'll help the parents interpret those score reports and answer any questions they may have about next steps for us in terms of how we're using the data to improve instruction and so forth. So that's all being planned.
And we'll have a park presentation at the next meeting.
Correct. December 8th, we will have the presentation that will include all of our district scores.
Do we have an estimate of when parents will get them? Like December, January,
Well,
March?
as early as tomorrow, we will receive the elementary scores. It'll be released electronically to us. We don't physically have the individual score reports yet, so I don't exactly know when that will be. I suspect.
And we'll find the ones that might not have registered? The scores?
Yeah, well, she's referring to what appears to be an irregularity with ELA grade 10.
Well, that's not the only one.
Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that, but also, it might have been all of grade 10, because I know geometry scores were missing too.
Yeah, we're gonna try and we will find out what happened there. So yes, it's on our list of things to do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Featherman. Under personnel, may I have a motion for S1 through S12. S1 is a motion to approve the superintendent's professional development plan for the 2015-2016 school year. S2 is a motion to abolish the paraprofessional position held by Gina Herman at South End School due to organizational changes as set forth in the IEP of the student as listed therein. S3 is a motion to accept the resignation of Christine Holmberg, South End Grade 3 teacher, effective January 7, 2016. S4 is a motion to appoint the staff as set forth therein with the emergent hiring procedures. S5 is a motion to approve the resignation of Catherine Slattery, South End paraprofessional, effective November 30th, 2015. S6 is a motion to rescind the longevity payment of $750 awarded to Kathleen Hull and approve the salary as set forth therein. S7 is a motion to retroactively approve the stipends as set forth in that item for the 2015-2016 school year. And that's for the high school, the middle school, as well as the elementary school advisors. S8 is a motion to approve the fall and winter coaches for the 2015-2016 school year as per the new contract rate, and they're all listed there in S8. S9 is a motion to approve the substitute teachers as set forth therein at the per diem rate of $90. S10 is a motion to reimburse the school-based volunteers for fingerprinting expenses as set forth in that item. S11 is a motion to approve those set forth in that item as school volunteers. S12 is a motion to authorize the attendance at the events as set forth in S12. May I have a motion for those items, please?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Sakala?
Yes. Under curriculum, may I have a motion for S13 and S14? S13 is a motion to revise resolution S6 from December 2014 to approve curriculum revision for the 2014-2015 school year as set forth in that item. And S14 is a motion to adopt the revised and realigned curricula for the 2015-2016 school year for phys ed and health in kindergarten, phys ed and health in first grade, as well as second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. May I have a motion for those two items, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Sakala?
Yes. Under contracts, may I have a motion for S15, which is a motion to approve the following contracts for the 2015-2016 school year that are set forth in that item. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Sakala?
Yes. At this time, the meeting is open to the public for comment for items either on or off the agenda. Hearing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting. Announcement of future meetings. Our next meeting and last meeting of this calendar year will be December 8th, 2015. That will be here in the North End Media Center, 7 p.m., with the executive session at 8 p.m. The January 5th meeting will be the following meeting. That will be our reorganization meeting. The executive session will be at 7 p.m. Here, with the regular meeting beginning in the Media Center at 8 p.m. Any final comments from the board?
No, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, a nice holiday, and
Thanks, you too, Frank.
see you next month.
Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mrs. Marinelli?
Aye.
And Mr. Sakala?
Yes. Meeting is adjourned.